Hi nail friends, and welcome back to another episode of Mani Tuesday. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I did this beautiful summer inspired Chevron French nail design, as well as a review of the REVEL Nail Neon Dip Powder Kit. If you're new to my channel, I'm Cherael, bringing you the best tips and tricks for making your nails look beautiful and fabulously done at home. For more content just like this, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell so you won't miss any of my videos. I purchased this REVEL A Neon State of Mind Dip Powder Kit because summer is coming and I wanted some bright and beautiful colors, and REVEL didn't disappoint. The kit comes with 4 dip powders and 4 liquids. The colors are orange dip powder known as Athena, purple dip powder known as Rhythm, yellow dip powder known as Blake, and the pink dip powder is known as Flippant. The liquids are base, activator, top coat, and gel thinners. For this design, I will also be using Rusty Nail pink dip powder, which is known as Honeymoon, and Azure Beauty silver dip powder. So I've already applied my tips and buffed my nails, and now I'm just applying Kiara Sky Bond to dehydrate my nails. If you don't have any bond, you can also use rubbing alcohol. They do the same thing. Now I'm applying base to the whole nail and then dipping it into clear acrylic powder. I just wanted one layer to protect my natural nails from the colors. But if you want, you can also apply base to half of the nail and then dip into the clear acrylic, and then apply base to the whole nail and then dip into the clear acrylic. It is a personal choice. I'm using acrylic clear powder for this step because this powder isn't very clear, so I cannot use it for encapsulating, so I thought I'd just use it to build my nails. Starting on the index nail, I apply base to the whole nail. And then I dip into the orange dip powder at an angle to achieve the Chevron French nail. I did 3 layers, but I'll only be showing 1. This orange dip powder is really nice and it's really pigmented, but yet it didn't bleed on the colors. Well, on the pink color, which was surprising. One of the colors bled though, so be careful. And luckily, I didn't have to dip the light color into any of these colors, so that's probably why it wasn't so bad. But besides that, I was very careful while using it. Also, ensure that your base layers are thin, because when you're doing chevron, gravity comes into play and the glue gravitates to whichever side you're leaning on the most. And in my case, it was the left side of the index finger and the right side of the pinky finger. You will see what I'm talking about shortly. On the index nail and the pinky nail, I didn't want to do the basic Chevron French. I wanted to switch it up a little, hence the little color block in the Chevron French nail on both the index and the pinky. Now onto the middle finger, I'm just applying some base to the whole nail, and then I'm using the pink dip powder this time. This pink is really gorgeous. I liked working with this color. It was very easy to work with. I did 3 layers, but I only showed 1 layer. And always remember to keep your finger in the powder for about 5 seconds before moving on to the other side. If you're getting value from this video, hit the like button below and comment your thoughts on the design as well. And don't forget to subscribe to get the best tips and tricks for beautiful and fabulous nail designs at home. So I decided to pour the Rusty dip powder instead of dipping it to eliminate the amount of contamination that could have happened. This is a really nice nude pink that I got from Rusty Nails. Now onto the ring finger, I'm using Blake, which is this gorgeous yellow dip powder. So I apply base to the whole nail and then I angle my finger into the dip powder. Here is where it started to get hard to see what I was doing and still keep my hand in frame and still make sure I was doing a good chevron French nail. Numerous times I had to take my hand out of frame to make sure I was doing the right thing. And when I was in frame, I had to make sure I'm comfortable and dipping correctly. I was finding it difficult to place my finger into the dip powder. I wasn't getting my angles right, but we succeeded in the end. Then onto the pinky finger, I'm just applying base to the whole nail and then I'll be dipping it into the purple dip powder. I did 3 layers but I only showed 1 layer. This dip powder bleeds a little but it wasn't that bad. I got the most issues here trying to find my position so that I could be in frame, do a good chevron and see what I was doing. It was difficult. Earlier I was talking about applying thin layers of a base because gravity has a way of creating internal bubbles in the nail. So let me clarify what I'm trying to say. So when you apply base, if it is applied a little too thick and you're doing color blocking like this I'm doing here, and you're leaning your finger on that side mostly, the side I'm on there mostly, the glue will gravitate to that side of the nail and then you get an internal bubble. So you know it will have a big bubble underneath the nail. I will show you what I'm talking about soon. But yeah, I got that on the index finger and the pinky finger. This nail also had one of the bubbles on the right side when I was angling down on that side, but usually those bubbles aren't a problem, but it could be sometimes. So just ensure that your base is applied very thin to alleviate that issue. So right here I'm just showing you guys the 2 bubbles that I got. I don't believe y'all could see it clearly, but it's there. I also got a little one on my middle finger, but that one didn't do nothing. It was normal, you know. So that's why I didn't really speak on it. So now on the thumb, I incorporated all of the colors in this nail design. I did 3 layers, but I only showed 2 layers. So now it's time to encapsulate the nails. I used REVEL nail Vivian and I did 3 layers, but I only showed 1. So when I was completed with this, I applied activator, waited for it to harden, then began filing. And when I began filing, the index finger where the bubble was started to separate and created a hole in the nail. It didn't happen on the pinky nail, and this can happen. So if it does happen, depending on the size of the hole, my hole wasn't very big, so I just applied more activator and waited a while and then started back filing. Now, if you have a massive hole, that's a problem. You shouldn't have such a hollow hole in any nail to begin with, but if this happens, I would apply base to the area and pour some dip powder in it. Apply thin layers of base, or else it defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do. Probably do a few layers depending on the size of the hole, and then apply a generous amount. When I say generous amount, I mean a generous amount of activator. Wait about 15 minutes and then begin filing again. If that doesn't work, then do over that nail. So for this design, I decided to stick with the dip powder top coat. So here I'm applying activator. So in order to ensure that the dip powder top coat wouldn't come out streaky or dry in one area and not the next, I applied some rubbing alcohol to my nails to remove any activator remaining on the nail, and then I waited for it to dry. Sometimes activator can remain on the nail and harden your top coat brushes when applying them, so please note that. So then I apply my first layer of dip powder top coat in thin strokes. I did 3 strokes on each nail. This top coat is also a glue and can be used just like you use the base coat. I have used top coat so many times to do my nails I can't even count. So after this, I wasn't sure if I should leave it to dry a few minutes or go right in with the other layer, because some companies recommend that you let it dry and then some companies recommend you go right in. But I let it dry for about 1 minute and then I went in with my second coat. And then I waited for it to dry. So I went and watched some television and waited. I didn't want to risk my nails smudging or anything. I think I waited about 10 minutes, but it dried a little before that. I think it dried super fast, but I made sure it dried. I kept it near a fan for very long so that it would dry. The shine isn't the same as gel top coat, but it is still nice, and in quarantine times, you gotta pick your battles, sis. Then I applied some cuticle oil. So while doing this design, I remember that I attempted this design a few months before, so I went looking for a video or a pic. I wanted to insert this picture here of a set of nails I did in September of 2019. As you all can see, it's not that good and the shaping is horrible. I didn't upload a video for this because I didn't like it, so I hope you use this as inspiration. You may not be as good now, but with practice, you can be eventually. I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm better than I was. I used Mia Secret acrylic to do that design, by the way. So if you like this video, you're gonna want to check out my other videos on dip powder. Click the videos you see on the screen and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye guys!